What up, podcast? This is the realest on Blankly Disrespectful, and this is my first official podcast. So, with that being said, I guess we just gonna be winging it until I learn how this grow. So, anywho, a lot of people know me as the real Lil Benzie, Lil Benzie. I go by a couple, different aliases, but some of y'all know me on my other platforms. For those that don't, you probably want to go watch a couple of my YouTubes and catch a couple of my live sessions. But for a while, I've been talking about making a podcast or even getting this far with this, but I never had the time, or I didn't know how to do the platform, or I didn't know what I needed to start off with. Even though I have a setup for it, I'm using my mic from my gaming PC setup until I kind of figure out what I want to do. And I'm also using my MacBook and my newly bought Hero 9 Black GoPro. And I'm kind of winging it. So in the future, I've noticed, they have scripts and everything like that. So it's just we're doing the complete most rawest form of this, but I'm used to doing raw content anyway, and I'm pretty cool with that. A lot of my followers don't really complain about me having the rawest content. They kind of like seeing that, but like I said, over time, growth and everything will go with it. So this podcast is pretty much just talking about me, just getting to get a feel of this and growing from that. I've been trying to find a platform that I really want to be comfortable on, or a platform that I feel like I can just actually just do me without outside influence. And I was sitting here thinking about it. I'm like, oh man, having a podcast would be that, because I don't necessarily have to have a live crowd. I necessarily don't have to have live people. And with that being said, it's a lot easier to kind of give your point of views or your brutally honest opinion about things without having outside sources. So it's like, okay, cool. This is what I kind of do by myself anyway. But with this platform, I'll be able to really get into the nitty gritty over things and how I feel about certain things. And it's like, I'm not gonna lie, setting this podcast up took me a few hours, because I didn't know what platforms to use, what I should use, how I should go about it, because I'm trying to make sure, I get my coins. Doing this is very tedious, and it's a lot of work, and in a way it could be a lot of money depending on how much money you spend on it and things like that. And I'm just like, okay, cool, I'm willing to work. I need to just know what I can do as an individual to make my platform, more locked in and everything like that. And a lot of people watch a lot of podcasts, and it was just like, I do a lot of my content live. I'm so used to doing my contents live on Facebook, live on Instagram, live on YouTube, live on Twitch. I'm so used to doing live content. I kind of have to get in the habit of having pre-recorded content. Most recently, I have started being a lot more active on my YouTube. It's just because I'm trying to figure out and balance what's going to be more beneficial for me in the long run, even after I get done, being an entertainer or whatever the case may be. But overall, when I use the word entertainer, it's very loosely, because I entertain in multiple ways. I've entertained, with the image and everything like that. I entertain in multiple different ways, and it's like, okay, cool. I don't have an issue with that. That's not an issue whatsoever. And I'm just like, I want to find something that I actually like doing. And I think what I like doing the most is I just talk a lot. And that's just the blatantly honest truth. I talk a lot. And what people don't understand is the only reason I like talking a lot and talking freely and talking with a very open mind is because there's been times where I didn't have that platform, or there's been times where I wasn't able to talk or voice my own opinion without somebody being so judgmental. regardless if it was family and friends or it was complete strangers. I never really had that free range. You know, yes, I kind of have it with the platforms that I already have now, but I think I'm going to like having a podcast because literally I just have my camera and my MacBook and my microphone, and it's totally free range. Like, it feels totally different. And usually I don't mind having a live crowd because I like feeding off of the crowd's energy and, you know, entertaining based off of whatever subject they throw at me, or however the case may be. I like rolling with the punches. But after a while, you know, with everything I got going on with myself and everything that's going on with the world right now, it's like, the type of person that I am, I can't shut down because I'm used to shutting down and backing back from certain situations, kind of to reevaluate. But with all the journeys and everything that I'm going on right now and adventures with my business and me personally, I can't do that. I can't shut down and step back and regroup. I'm kind of like really having to take the punches and then keep pushing forward with that. And it's like, bro, like, I really want to take a step back, and I'm taking steps back, but I don't take steps back for too long because it's like I feel like I'm missing something. So it's not that I don't want to rush, because if I rush, then I'm gonna miss something again, and I'm gonna be at that same point again, because you keep rushing the lesson that you're supposed to be taught and learn. You're gonna keep reliving it until you learn it. So it's like right now I'm in a point in my life where I'm really taking my time with a lot of things, and it's like, okay, I should have done this different, but that's a part of life. You're supposed to learn from your mistakes, or you're supposed to learn from newer situations to get better at it. Even with my business right now, I got so much stuff that can go right with my business and also can go wrong, but I'm taking my time with it because you gotta understand, I'm not trying to rush and be on anybody else's time clock, because what you have to feel to realize that you have, like in my description of my podcast, how did it go? Life is like rocks. None of them are the same. Like, it's something along that guideline. You have to understand that you're not like everybody else. You're not going to sit here and be like, oh, you know, I'm supposed to be here and I'm supposed to be there. I kind of try to stay in my own lane and worry about me. It's human tendencies to step out of your line and be involved into other people's situations, but I don't be involved as much as other people do, because you tend to fall between the cracks, or you tend to put yourself in a hard position, and it's really hard to really put yourself in that position. And me personally, I only put myself in certain positions if I feel I can get out of them, or, you know, I can help somebody, or whatever the case may be. But sometimes you really just have to like let stuff play out. You can't fix every situation, can't save every situation, you can't make every situation best. You know, everybody has their roles in life, and that's just how it is. So for me, it's like, okay, we just gonna roll with it. You just keep going. You just do what you can. You move the way you can, or as best as possible. And it's like, you know, it is what it is type of situation. And a lot of people was just like, why don't you just start a podcast? I know I'm just all over the place. Like I said, this is my first podcast, and I really just wanted to get myself together and get a feel for this first one. It's just like, if I keep waiting and planning and waiting, it's gonna be too late. And it's like, you know, some people was just like, you just gotta go with it. And I've been waiting to make a podcast for months because I didn't know where to start. I didn't know how to start it. I didn't know how I wanted to start it. I didn't know how I wanted to, you know, I didn't know how I wanted to structure it. I didn't even know have a name for it. Even with the name that I had, Blatantly Disrespectful, it's sometimes some of the things that come in my mouth are blatantly disrespectful to some people. And depending on the situation at hand, I don't mean to. In some situations, I totally mean to. But it's like I tell myself some type of truth. Like I be having to realize that my truth might not be somebody else's truth, and I respect that. Like, everybody not gonna have the same views or the same morals or feel the same way that you do. And it's like you low-key have to respect it, unless it's some like taboo, crazy stuff, hurting other people type thing. But me, it's just I stay out of other people's lanes, because all it does is just make your lane harder to drive in. And it's, some people just need some help, some people need some advice, and some people just need to know what's going on. And I feel like I'm the type of person that's just gonna tell you how it is, because people always think, oh, you got this and you got that and you here and you there and you got this, and I'm like, man, I used to be exactly where you used to be. Like, I didn't just wake up and I had the platform that I had. I just didn't roll over and just log into Instagram and just had a following and the people that I had. I literally had to work for this, regardless if it was throwing eyes in a circle or if it was being funny and putting myself out there to be attacked by complete strangers. I bust my butt to get here, regardless of how people feel about how you get on your platform and how you get your followers, how you get your fan base, and how you get people to support you. A lot of people really be mad at themselves because they haven't took the time out to do that extra step. And I just feel like I'm not going to keep wasting time trying to sit here and make everything perfect. Like, I was listening to Bryson Tiller's new CD the other day, and there was a couple songs that stood out to me. And one of the songs that stood out to me was just like, you got to do you. You got to do you, basically. And you just got to keep going forward on it. I'm sorry if I look a mess, because it's probably like 11 or something. Almost about 11 o'clock at night, maybe 25 minutes till 11. But you kind of got to do you, and you got to move accordingly to you. And there's so much stuff that I want to do out here, but I probably didn't put an effort into doing because, you know, family or friends or even strangers made me feel like I couldn't do it, or they didn't take it as serious as I do. And it's like, you gotta understand, some people don't believe in your dream or your map or your plan or anything of that case. And sometimes you have to do it and just show them, like, I've been through this before, so I know there's things out here that I know for a fact that I could do, and it just take off for me because I have that mentality, I have that drive for that situation. A lot of people don't have that drive, and the only reason I have that drive is just because I see life differently and I value stuff more differently. Because at the end of the day, you know, I got family, I got friends, but at the end of the day, ain't nobody gonna take care of me the way I wanted to be taken care of but me. And that's just the truth. Like, I want to be pretty much put in a position where I don't have to worry about a lot of things and I don't have to depend on other people for nothing. And that's just the truth. I don't want to sit here and have to wake up every day and my life is in somebody else's hands. I'm not comfortable living like that. I never really been comfortable living like that. And it's just, I don't know. I can't explain it, but it's more of a pride thing for me. I can't do it. I have to really have my own things, my own money, my own environment, my own security, because if you don't know what it feels like for somebody to take away your whole entire world at the snap of a fingers, you know, doing some Thanos type of things, then you will never understand. And a lot of people don't understand because they've been spoon-fed, or they had people doing everything for them, or they always had that security blanket regardless of their situation. My security blanket might be my parents allowing me to move back home if stuff never worked out with me traveling and dancing, or even where I'm at now. Even if this situation with me living in Atlanta didn't work out, my family would more than welcome me back home with open arms, because that's just their way of being my support system, my security blanket. But me personally, I'm like, I'm grown. I don't want nobody to take care of me. I don't want nobody to sit here and give me everything, because the same person that can give it is the same person that can take it. Same, simple as that. And people don't understand that, or they're not scared to be put in that situation, because the person that's given to them might be somebody close to them that they're not worried about no betrayal, or they're not worried about being left out of a certain situation. And it's like, I have people that I could depend on like that, but at the same time, I'm not even going to test those waters. I'm not even going to take a risk or a chance with that, because I'm really paranoid with situations like that. And it's just like, I don't want to put myself in that position. It's like, I gotta keep grinding. I gotta keep working. And people don't understand, like, the grind does not stop. You know, they tell you all the time, some people don't get started in their careers until they late 30s maybe, or you don't know because you too busy. I'm not gonna keep looking at other people and be like, man, I wish I was here. I was what I was. If I want to be there, I gotta put in the work. And maybe I'm not putting in enough work. Maybe I am putting in a lot of work, and it might not be enough work. Maybe I gotta put in more work. Like, I put in time every day, and I sit down and try to put myself in a position where I can make more money, learn more things that's gonna be beneficial for me in the long run and benefit me overall. And it's like, okay, I gotta do it. I gotta work. I gotta move. I gotta add. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. I have to keep moving. Like, it be days where I don't want to do stuff, and I don't want to work, and I don't want to. It be days where I don't want to do anything, and I still get up out of bed and I do them every day, because if I don't do them, nobody else will. Nobody else can live my life and make my achievements happen for me, and that's the truth. And a lot of people don't understand that I'm all about the grind. It's the excitement of the satisfaction of getting that achievement and being like, oh man, I really did that. I really got that. It's a whole nother vibe. It's a whole nother level. A lot of people don't appreciate those things, and I do. And those are my values. So when I like make it or do something and get it on my own, and because I put in all the work and the endurance, that's because of me. I can, you know, I'm not saying that I do everything by myself. I do have people that help and genuinely be here and support my movement. But I have to put that work in. If I don't put that work in, it's not gonna get done. It's not gonna get, you know, finished or anything. It's not going to be on the ball. So in order to surpass the level that I'm at now, I kind of really need to do something that I feel like is worth my while and I can, you know, feel comfortable doing. And at this point, from what I'm looking and what I'm feeling and how I'm feeling, doing this podcast, I just feel like I could really benefit from this. But I don't want my podcast to be too long. This is only the first of many. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all. This is The Real Lil Benzie. My podcast is going to be formally called Blatantly Disrespectful, unless something happened and I have to change it. I might not, I might too, I don't know. So if y'all know me besides Blatantly Disrespectful, then my name, you can find me on Instagram, The Real Lul Benzie. You can find me on YouTube, The Real Lul Benzie. Like I said, you'll find me. You'll be able to find me. So with that being said, I appreciate you for listening in. And if you guys want to see the live video, just go to my YouTube and you'll see the live video. So I'll talk to you guys another time.